From the Sunflower Shoppe, this is the Healthy Approach Podcast. I'm Bryan Bradford. Ready for more energy, improved digestion, and a stronger immune system? What about those of you having trouble getting your 5 to 10 servings of fruit and veggies each day? If so, my podcast today is exploring a new product from Ancient Nutrition called Organic Super Greens. And my guest today is Jordan Rubin, a man who needs no introduction. Welcome to the show today, Jordan.
It's great to be here.
Hey, I wanted to bring you on the show today to talk about gut health. You know, you've been spreading your personal story around the world for as long as I've known you, 20, 25 years. And I know it's led you to many starting supplement companies to help improve other people's gut health. So everyone's concerned about having a strong immune system right now. And we know that starts with good gut health. And Ancient Nutrition has formulated an awesome product focusing on certain foods, superfoods, herbs and enzymes that can help us achieve that proper gut health and a strong immune system. So I wanted to bring you on and really break this product down and tell us how it's going to help improve other people's gut health. So let's start with digestion. Help explain the importance of proper digestion and what Ancient Nutrition has done to help promote this.
Well, I have said for years, you're not what you eat, you're what you digest. And it is absolutely imperative that we make sure that we're not just eating a volume of proteins, carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, but that we're absorbing and then assimilating. The gut's job is to take the good out of food, remove the bad through elimination, and then disseminate or assimilate all of the nutrients throughout the body. And so without good digestion, we have no foundation to build proper health. And then also looking at the fact that within our gut, there's a good portion of our lymphatic system that flows throughout this long, hollow tube, both small and large intestine. The lymphatic system, particularly in the gut, is very synonymous with your immune system. So with everybody in the world today talking about immune system health, how to boost your immune system, making sure that your gut and your gut lining is intact, making sure that your first line of defense, your barrier against the outside world, is functioning properly, should be health priority number one.
I totally agree. I mean, it all starts in the gut, right? That old cliche that most of us know about. But digestion is so important, you know, with antacids being some of the top medications prescribed today still, all the stress people are going under. You know, this is why I want to come back to this product that Ancient Nutrition has formulated, because y'all have added some great enzymes to this. Can you break down some of those enzymes and what they're good for?
Absolutely. Well, first, let's talk about what Super Greens is. Now, Bryan, you probably know this, you alluded to it. My first green food was formulated in 1999, actually probably 1998. So we're dating ourselves here.
I can't believe it's been that long already.
What I wanted to do was create an opportunity for anyone to consume the benefits or receive the benefits of raw fruit and vegetable juice in seconds with no cleanup. I've done seminars around the world, including many for you, and I would ask people, how many of you believe that consuming raw fruit and vegetable juice is beneficial? Everybody raised their hand. Mm-hmm. And then I said, how many of you consume raw fruit and vegetable juice 3 or more times a week? And then we'd have like 2 people out of 100 raise their hand. Not that they don't have juicers. So many people have juicers, but they're kind of collecting dust or, oh, wait, did I even bring that to this house since I moved? It's difficult. Buying, cleaning, then the cleanup, not to mention the juicing. So I believe that the best way to get the benefits of raw fruits and vegetables, superfoods and their juices, is through a Super Greens powder. But as you mentioned, fruits and vegetables and their juices have many characteristics. If you pick fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden or from an orchard, you're getting enzymes. You're getting, of course, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, but you're also getting probiotics and other antioxidant benefits. And so we tried to approximate all of the benefits from organic juice, primarily greens, and a good tasting, very potent, I'll call it an all-in-one, because there are some people that just want to do one thing. And if you're going to do one thing for yourself, I believe getting those superfoods, a rainbow of superfood juices, along with probiotics, enzymes, some good sources of fiber coming from seeds and sprouts, herbs and spices. This is the way to do it. So we're really excited about Super Greens. This has been a product, Bryan, that we've offered to a television audience, and this is the first time we're making it available to retail, and we have not yet been able to keep it in stock fully. It is something that people really, really love.
I totally agree, Jordan. I have to say, I tried it for the first time last night, and it really tastes awesome. I mean, you got a great taste. It's not that earthy taste that a lot of your greens has out there, especially with it being fortified with certain herbs, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But I think it's just an awesome tasting product. So you've done a great job with the formulation and just in that. So really, who should be taking this? I know not many people are really, a lot of people, like you said, says they're juicing, but or they don't have time or looking for the convenience. This is a really easy product for them just to get started with each day. So how are you telling people to take this?
That's a great question. So we recommend using it by mixing it in your favorite beverage. It could be water, it could be veggie juice, it could be fruit juice, it could be in a smoothie. There is a slight mint taste, but we don't use mint flavor. We consider this an original formula, unflavored. We're using real organic peppermint because it's great to energize your brain, and of course, it's a leafy green. So peppermint is in the formula as an active ingredient, and it's lightly sweetened, but has literally no sugar. So who can use it? Pretty much anyone. This is food. It's all food, nothing but the food. Yet we're able to capture raw, juiced greens, superfoods, herbs and spices in a form that's usable by the body. And as we mentioned, fortified with enzymes and probiotics to help digestion and absorption. In fact, there's a clinically studied dosage of probiotics that we would broadly call soil-based organisms. So if you're somebody who wants to get your greens, you want to get probiotics, this is a great way to detox, energize, and support immunity. And for those of you who have been hearing about chlorophyll, I understand the young people have learned about chlorophyll via
TikTok.
social media. This is loaded with chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is that green pigment that makes plants green. And it's very similar to hemoglobin in the blood, which carries oxygen throughout our body. That's how Super Greens helps you energize. Chlorophyll also deodorizes the digestive tract, can help you be squeaky clean on the inside, and it can give you a great boost of stamina and energy because it is so similar to hemoglobin. Only difference is chlorophyll has magnesium that it carries, hemoglobin carries iron. So chlorophyll is the blood, the blood that flows through plants. And when you create juiced greens, when you have chlorella and spirulina, which we have in Super Greens, you're going to get that green pigment chlorophyll, which truly is awesome. I don't always understand why certain things that we've known about for 20 some years or longer become a fad, but I will say this, chlorophyll's worthy of being a fad. I really believe that. It's an awesome compound that can benefit almost everybody.
That's right. And it also talks about supporting healthy detoxification, Jordan. How's it doing that?
That's a great question. Through the usage of these greens, you get chlorophyll to detoxify the gut. You have certain herbs and spices that help to detoxify the lymphatic system, even the liver. So if you look at an herb, or rather a spice such as turmeric, it is great to help the liver properly function because the liver is the brunt of all of our indiscretions. The liver is our main detoxifying organ. We're also seeing with various pigments from fruits like noni and goji and acai and elderberry, those anthocyanins, those antioxidants that are red, purple, and blue, even from spirulina, phycocyanin, those help to cleanse the skin. So if you look at our body, we're made up of 12 systems. You can cleanse the eliminative system with Super Greens. You can cleanse the digestive system. You can cleanse the lymphatic system. And then what actually the liver is a part of would be part of that digestive system according to the 12 systems of the body. So this is a gentle way to energize and detoxify the body, but also give you a daily dose of probiotics a daily dose of raw greens, and it's all certified organic and literally takes seconds, pleasant tasting, and I think it's just a great morning or afternoon pick-me-up.
That's awesome. I also liked about the formula is that you've added some mushrooms to it, like the reishi and the cordyceps in there. Can you sort of break that down a little bit about the mushroom content and how it's going to really help us sort the immune system, especially?
Yes, I'm going to date myself once again, but my first mushroom formula was created in 2001, and you probably remember this too, Bryan. It was named after my grandmother, who I formulated this product for to help her health when she was about 80 years old, dealing with a major health challenge. And so I named it after her initials, which I am very fond of that product. But I've been studying tonic superfood mushrooms for 20 plus years. They are foods, they're not vegetables. They're in a kingdom called fungi. And they're one of the only foods on the planet that contains these complex polysaccharides, polypeptide proteins, glyconutrients, as they've been called, literally sugars that provide functional benefit. And when you look at reishi and other powerful superfood mushrooms, cordyceps, lion's mane, they give you the benefits, I would say, of the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom combined that you can't find anywhere else. And mushrooms are absolutely exploding in terms of popularity because they are synonymous with immune system support. Reishi, for example, is known in China as the supernatural mushroom, the mushroom of immortality, and has been written about for thousands of years, called a quintessential adaptogen, which means when you take and consume reishi, which is not a culinary mushroom, you're not going to eat it like you would button mushrooms or shiitake mushrooms or others. It's a medicinal mushroom. Reishis are hard when you harvest them in nature. They kind of have to be shaved off and made into an infusion or a tea. The reishi we have in Super Greens, we grow ourselves on our certified organic mushroom farm that has been in operation for 20 plus years, and we use a patented process. So Bryan, when you come visit, you'll have to experience this.
I got to check that out.
Mushrooms are grown indoors, but they have a frequency that we play to them. I know this sounds really mysterious, but we actually tried to emulate outdoor sort of frequency of light, color, and sound. So 24/7, as these mushrooms are growing, we are playing a special frequency to them so that they can absorb some of that. We also use a special energized water to sprout the substrate, which is a high anthocyanin substrate, patented for that, so that our mushrooms have been shown to have 3 to 10 times more antioxidant potential than other mushrooms out there. So these aren't just mushrooms. These are mushrooms that we have an intimate relationship with.
It sounds like it. I've never heard of anybody doing the frequency thing with crops. That's very interesting. Are you the only guys doing that, or where did you see that from?
Well, we have known for years that plants will grow when they hear classical music. I don't know if you heard this when you were younger, Bryan, but my mom always told me, you can't listen to heavy metal music because if you play it to a plant, it will die. So I had to listen to Bon Jovi when no one was looking. Whereas if you listen to the Camelot soundtrack and classical music, which was a punishment for me as a kid, the plants will just thrive. But there is truth to that. And in fact,
agree.
A friend of mine created a frequency program that he believes dates back to biblical times, and it is soothing and harmonizing to your cells. And so I figured if it works for me, why wouldn't it work for these fungi that are rapidly absorbing whatever light, color, and sound is in their environment? But if you think about it, mushrooms that grow outdoors in the wild, they experience lights from the sky. They experience light from the sun. All the sounds of the animals and the melody that you hear on farms like ours in fields at night. So the great thing is these mushrooms typically grow in the dark indoors. And so what we did was we play this frequency. We have this full spectrum of color, which is called chromotherapy.
Yeah.
And the room is filled with that. So when you come visit our farm, which we want to do someday, you will actually say, I want to hang out in this room and soak up all these rays. But bottom line, we will do anything we can to put the maximum amount of value and benefit in every one of the ingredients we use in ancient nutrition. That's almost 2,000. And every ingredient we use in super greens, which is dozens.
Mm-hmm. That's just amazing, because you're right. I've read all the research on, human benefits for light therapy and frequencies, but I just never seen it done with crops. So I think that's definitely a step to the future right there. I love what you're doing. I think that's going to be very beneficial for your growth and the product's ingredient list. As far as, you've also added one of my favorite herbs in there, ashwagandha, to help fight the stress response. Sort of break down ashwagandha and how it benefits someone.
What I love about ashwagandha is it's one of many adaptogens around the world. And an adaptogen is a substance, not an herb necessarily, could be an animal product, could be a mineral, could be something even in between, that helps the body fight stress in a non-specific manner, meaning it doesn't stimulate the body in a certain way. It strengthens the body from the inside. And over the last few years, ashwagandha has become a super popular adaptogen. It comes from India, and ashwagandha means smell of a horse. Now, interestingly enough, it doesn't smell too badly. The reason they say smell of a horse is because ashwagandha gives strength to people. It strengthens your body. It makes women strong. It makes men strong. It helps with everything from reproductive function, to energy, to endurance, to strength, to sleep, to reducing stress-related carb cravings, boosting energy. So we use ashwagandha in many, many ancient nutrition formulations because it truly is an ancient answer to modern stress.
That's awesome. I mean, it's one of my favorite herbs and most popular selling herbs for sure right now, especially at this time with all the stress going on. So I was very happy to see y'all put that into the product as well. So you already talked about chlorella and some of the other greens in there. What about some of the other fruits and vegetables you've added to this product, like the oat grass and alfalfa? Why did you use some of those type of grasses?
That's a great question, and it brings me back to the early 1900s. Not that I was alive, but those of us who have been in this industry a long time probably remember the work of Charles Schnabel. Charles Schnabel, difficult name to pronounce effectively multiple times in a row, he believed that young cereal grass, now I'm not talking about oats that you eat as a cereal or rye or barley or wheat, but the young greens from cereal grains had all of the nutrients needed to provide nutrition and growth for humans. He ultimately created what was the first multivitamin called Cerephil, which was a combination of nutrients and chlorophyll, all from dried cereal grasses. When these grasses are growing quickly, before they become a grain, they are loaded with chlorophyll, enzymes, lightweight proteins called polypeptides, and they have multiple sources of minerals, particularly alfalfa, which can reach down all the way to extract minerals from rocks, taking inorganic minerals and making them organic. And I am intimately knowledgeable now about this as I've been practicing regenerative agriculture and farming for 13 plus years. But these cereal grasses literally capture the power of the sun through photosynthesis, and they transmit these photons to human beings. If you think about it, we don't live off of food. We live off of the sun. If you ask me, why is super greens beneficial? I will say that it captures the power of the sun. And for all you Superman fans out there, you probably realize Superman doesn't live from eating food. Whenever he's lacking energy or needs a boost, he literally goes up as close to the sun as possible and basks in its glory. So if you're a Superman fan, Superman needs the sun, but we as humans, if we eat vegetables, we're getting the transfer of these sun-based nutrients. If we eat animals that ate the grass, we're getting the same thing, or drinking milk from the animals that consume the grass. But oat grass in particular and alfalfa grass are nutrient dense. They're high in protein, and they're gluten-free, which is why we chose them over maybe barley or wheat, which doesn't have a lot of gluten, but people who are gluten sensitive will look and see the name wheatgrass or barley grass or ryegrass and kind of freak out, even though those technically don't have a lot of gluten. We wanted to be clear of that because perception is reality.
That's right. I totally agree with that. Well, Jordan, I think you've come out with an awesome product. I mean, there's so many benefits to this, helping our gut health, our digestive health, our detoxification, our energy, and our stress. You sort of packaged all that in one product, and I've been very impressed with it. So I can't wait to keep trying to push this to other people to help them get their 5 to 10 servings of veggies and fruits a day, because I know most of us are not getting enough of those greens, and this is one great way of doing it. Anything else you want to say about this product before I let you go?
I think it's important that when you're consuming a product like Super Greens, that you look for organic, but you also understand where your food comes from. And we personally either grow or source every ingredient from around the world. We try to buy herbs, spices, fruits, vegetables in the area where they've been grown for thousands of years, but we take great pride in doing that. And I don't ever want to say that a powder is better than a juice, but I will come out and say this: with all the benefits from green juices to the microalgae, spirulina and chlorella, to the chia, the flax, to the turmeric and ashwagandha and ginger, to the superfoods like goji, noni, acai, and elderberry, it's darn difficult to get all of these powerful foods in one good tasting, easy to mix, 5-second solution to boost energy, detoxification, and digestion. So we're pretty excited about Super Greens. I promise you, if you integrate this into your daily diet, give it to your children, sneak it in smoothies, make your husband consume it, because you're probably a female if you're listening to this, just saying. You will absolutely be thrilled. You will thank the Sunflower Shoppe team. This is really an amazing product that seems to benefit just about everybody.
I totally agree. I'm very excited about the product too, Jordan. Thank you so much for taking time out today to explain this product, and I can't wait to get up to the farm, take a look.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that, Bryan. Thank you for having me.
All right, Jordan, you have a great day. Thank you, sir. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Healthy Approach Podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you like this podcast and help us spread the word by rating and sharing with your friends and family. If you'd like to learn more about Ancient Nutrition Organic Super Greens, go to sunflowershoppe.com. That's shop with 2 P's and an E, or visit us at one of our 2 locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.